Again, this article, like I said before, the article said, welcome to my kitchen, the commodity kitchen. And I'm a chef, you're a chef, we're all chefs, and we like to eat good. Now remember, cooking is art, and my plate is the canvas. That I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not advising you to do anything, I just like to give my thoughts on these things. We've got some oil news, 2 articles, one's more broad, the other one delves into details. They both mainly cover the same thing, but we're gonna go through both of them because they have news that will, just like an oil burn, will leave you feeling it, whether it's the future to come or even just right now. First article, oil prices forecast, Middle East strife, Fed moves stir oil market outlook. What is mainly impacting oil prices, or oil as we know it? Firstly, Middle East tensions impact global oil trade routes, and the Federal Reserve's interest rate outlook boosts oil market. As crude oil traders get back to business after the Christmas weekend, crude oil prices are seeing a slight uptick. However, trading volume is still low with the New Year's holiday weekend just around the corner. The market's attention is currently on global economic growth and fuel demand, closely watching the developments in the Middle East and their potential impact going to 2024. And the next article we're going to cover goes more into that. But I just wanted to quickly say that this development is going to affect certain countries that really import oil. And some of these countries are the European Union, China, the US, and India. Now, the conflict that's going on is affecting the global oil trade route. This situation has significant impacts for global oil trade, particularly affecting shipping routes in the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden. So because of this whole incident that's going on, the routes are going to have to be diverted to some other path to kind of go around. Although I think they are trying to see if they can take a chance and continue moving to that area, because the Red Sea area, from my understanding, it's an important global trade route that's used very commonly. And so if anything's going on in that area, it's not just going to affect oil, but we're just covering oil right now. Also, random side note, you just have to really think and just stop and appreciate just how interesting and weird like some cooking supplies can be. This is used, but this is a tostonera or a plantain smasher. Very interesting stuff. Like, I always find it so amazing how there's these special tools that are made for just like making specific things. Just a random side note. Maybe you agree, maybe you don't. And so that's just the broad article. That's just kind of getting the facts out of the way. Alright, so now we're getting to the one that kind of delves more into the details so that we can really hear what's going on. Now this article title is Oil Jumps Over 2% to hit 1-month high on Red Sea attacks. US rate cut hopes. Brent over $80. The rally, the oil rally, in which its prices is going up, it's on an upward momentum, added to last week's gains of about 3% after the conflict's attack on ships disrupted global shipping and trade. Well, the conflict shows no signs of easing. So as you can see, it is affecting the global trading and global shipping, and this could cause this price to go up. We've talked about this. This is nothing new, but the less oil that's able to be shipped, obviously the cost is going to go up. However, later in the article, it does say that it's not really affecting it all that much. Now, oil jumped over 2% on Tuesday, December 26th, the highest in almost a month, supported by this Middle East strife and investor optimism that the US Federal Reserve would soon start cutting interest rates, which is boosting global economic growth and fueling demand. Now it goes into like Brent crude futures were up by $1.79 or 2.3% at $80.86 a barrel, and earlier reached $81.23, which is the highest since December 1st. Despite this concern about the whole event and whatnot, in the rerouting of ships, the actual supply has not yet been affected yet, so it could potentially be affected. And apparently there was an announcement for the restart of shipping routes again through the Red Sea, which I had mentioned before, which is kind of easing the concerns to some extent, not completely. There's not really guarantee with these kind of things, so you never really know. Interestingly to note, shipping companies had stopped sending vessels through the Red Sea and imposed surcharges for rerouting ships. So as you can see, it is taking its toll. But to really emphasize on the importance of the Red Sea in the Middle East region, the Red Sea connects with the Suez Canal, a major shipping route used for about 12% of global trade. 12% may seem small, but it's really not small. The world's really big. Countries may look small, but they're really, really big when you're right there and you realize that you're like super tiny comparison. So don't be fooled by small percentages because they're not always small. Oil also found support from expectations that the Fed will cut interest rates next year. Lower interest rates cut consumer borrowing costs, which can boost economic growth and oil demand. So it is helping oil's price. So the Federal Reserve's possible interest rate cuts, which were hinted at by recent US data showing inflation at or below their 2% target, have had a positive effect on their prices and is boosting this economic growth as everyone kind of wants a piece of the pie. It says in the immediate future, the oil market has this optimistic outlook, but it's cautious, like a cautionary optimistic outlook, because no one really knows. Oil is kind of being affected by this event. Whether or not it has actually directly affected it or not, it still could in the future. You never really know. And this is an important route that they're going. And so with these geopolitical tensions, you never know if it could really escalate. It's just something to just keep in mind in the future. I mean, what have we basically been seeing? Geopolitical tensions are affecting oil, or oil is like very closely linked to it, one or the other. And so with oil's route being so close to this tense area, you really can't say what could happen. It could be the best thing, it could be the worst thing. Oil's kind of looking good from what I can tell, but you never know how long that kind of thing could last. Please subscribe. Let's get our numbers up, potentially past the value of gold. It's still funny to say. I'm still going to keep saying it. It's hilarious to think about that. So leave a like and subscribe. Thank you for being in my kitchen. Thank you for having a seat at the table. Hope you enjoyed your meal. And the only thing left to do now is to take a break or maybe come back. You never know. Today's exotic food of the day, dessert or food, could be either one, is kabsa, a flavorful mixed rice dish typically made with meat, spices, vegetables, basmati rice, mostly rice and meat. Delicious.